Hey, what's up? How are you? It's Colleen here, and I'm just slipping a quick moment here in my retreat to Brazil, where I'm seeing the really awesome medium healer, John of God. And I'm in what's called my Posada right now, which I'll turn the camera really quick. It's this beautiful place where you stay, and your room is tiny, like a closet, and I'm here just kind of on a retreat and kind of in solitude. Today, all of the other people here left because they were finishing up their second week, so I'm in the middle line and gonna be here another week. But I just wanted to quickly step up and on here to just share what I've been learning so far, and it's been a really cool journey, and honestly, it doesn't feel like a lot has changed, but some really cool revelations have come up, and that's what I want to share, because I know that we're all on this journey together, and even you are on your own unique journey, and it might feel kind of like but you're right where you need to be, and so stuff is still working for you. But so what I've learned, it's really cool. I was just sitting outside with and let's see, Monique is here. Awesome. Love it. I was just sitting outside on a table with this woman who's been here, and she was like, so what do you do? And she's Caribbean, so she was very awesome. And she was like, what do you do? And I told her, I was like, well, I'm a coach, kind of spiritual teacher, and what I focus on now is helping women just totally be themselves and feel supported as themselves 100%, and get all like the gunk out of the way that's keeping them from doing that or doing what they'd really love out in the world. And so when we get that gunk out of the way, they can be their true self, and they can do what they really feel called in their heart to do. And as I shared that, I was like, she was just like, you just spoke your truth. And I was like, awesome. And it's so cool to feel so aligned and free when we have that courage to speak our truth, even in small moments when we're unsure. But okay, let me get to the good stuff. So the thing that I wanted to share the most was what came through yesterday, and what came through was the way John of God works. It's this 3-part room you go into, and the first room is called the current, and it's called this washing machine, where you basically go in a line and pass all these people meditating for you and kind of cleansing your energy. And then the next room you go into is like the deeper work, where people are meditating, but it's really getting you prepared for actually going and then seeing this medium who channels all these different entities. And so what I kind of came out learning the most was that we can really connect to our source of power, to love, to intuition, to God, whoever that is for you, by being our true self. And, I think so many times, at least in my life, I've had such a hard time thinking that I'm enough to connect with God. Like, I'm enough being who I am in the world, where God would actually love me completely. And let me know in the comments, obviously that's so personal, but if you can relate to that, and give me a little one. Like, we have to be more perfect, or even if you want to go out and do what you'd love to do, but you're feeling not ready yet, that can also be from the same root. And or also coming from a Catholic background, like I grew up Catholic and then really chose that for myself in high school and college, that for some reason, like, there were certain rituals I needed to do, or, I needed to meditate every day, incense, all this stuff, just to feel like, oh, okay, now he'll listen, or now I'm okay to do what I can do, like I'm prepared enough. And what has really come through, at least for me and my truth in this moment, is how we can actually connect to God through being ourselves 100%. And that's why I think this work is so important or powerful, at least in my life, and why I share it. Because if you feel like you have to be a certain someone, even for your family to love you, or you have to be a certain someone to be an adequate healer in the world and to do your spiritual work, like to even hear your intuition, that's not really true. Like, all these things that might get you to that place you want to feel whole and complete at, and confident as yourself and connected, like, you actually don't need to become anybody else to become that person. Like, the truth is, You're going to connect to God's source confidence, power, energy, alignment, just by actually being your most unique cuckoo self. That's what's so fun. And so if you were like me, like I used to think so much that I couldn't really be like if I really wanted to connect to God, I had to like just tune down or like calm it down, right? But what I have found is that I think, God wants us to be exactly who we are, flaws and alls and quirkiness and all. And through that uniqueness and the confidence and courage to actually show those true colors is then how we make our unique imprint and go out and heal the world in our corner of the world. So, and have the most fulfilling lives as well. And that's even when I know that you might feel like you can't even talk to your family about stuff like this, or you just want to find your people, like find the people who will support you in your business or in your work, like totally get it. And what I have found is that when we have the courage to be who we truly are, not only do they see that, they're inspired by it, and we're actually connecting to that power more than ever before, so that you can get that business really off the ground and your work in the world and your confidence just like blowing up. So that's what I wanted to share, and I'm having such a fun time like learning so much that I'm going to share even more about, but did want to share that with you. And so if this resonates, I'd love to connect with you too. Just send me a private message and let me know that the story connected with you, and would love to get to know you more and even answer any other questions you might have, or just offer more of my heart, more of my story to you. So that's that. The last thing I wanted to share, bonus like extra tidbit here before I go out to dinner. Apparently it's pizza night at the Posada, so this is really exciting. I met this really cool teacher, and he's like a really cool guy, but he was telling me about, spiritually speaking, there's 3 different paths that we come in on, and we can be the slow path, the middle path, or the fast path. And whichever path is awesome, and we're meant to kind of like really master whatever it is on that path. So for example, the slow path is what it looks like to be mindful and totally present, and like that's the slow path. So like Eckhart Tolle is like a brilliant master of the slow path. And then there's the middle path, and that's where you kind of have more rituals, and you like that stability, and you like taking action but also having those rituals. So like the Catholic Church is that way, Dalai Lama is that way, right? Like that's what the middle path looks like. But there's also the fast path, where you're already like maybe seeing colors and seeing people's auras, and you actually don't need all those rituals, because you can do it so fast. Like you can manifest so fast, or you have a hard time not being so like in the clouds, and maybe you're already hearing stuff. So when you're trying to meditate, it's maybe hard for you even to slow your brain down, or even it might be hard to when we're not understanding this, like know the difference between our intuition and our ego, or the intuition and our guides. Like all of that coming through might seem distracting, but it's not. Like you don't have to be quiet in your meditation, because that's the slow path. But if you're in the fast path, like I want you to know that it's okay, because even if there's a lot of thought or a lot of intuition coming through, or a lot of voices, like there's nothing wrong with you. That's actually called the fast path. And obviously too, like we could always get better at meditation, right? But like it was so mind-blowing for me that that's actually a thing, and it was like so cool, like we can, whatever path we're on, like that's okay. We don't have to get in fights about like meditation, but also just like you can be you exactly as you are, 100%. So sometimes it can get hard to hear our intuition or know the difference between our desires and our intuition. Like I get it, I've been there too. That's what I help people with, because it's so important. And my people, like they come out knowing their intuition, and it's so cool, developing their own gifts. And it's just so fun. And then not having all that confusion and doubt, and like you can't even find your own genius. You can't even find your own gifts. My people, they leave knowing their gifts, but I just think it's so cool that we can really be ourselves. And even if you're like me and you're like super bubbly, you're super like, you're starting to see things, Okay. Thanks for watching, and I hope you get to be yourself tonight, 100%, and I'm sending you so much love. Namaste. See you next time.